friends, welcome back to my studio. Today I'm gonna be looking around at the new Planners Anonymous digital weekly printable kit. So this is a new thing that actually hasn't officially launched yet. The first one is this By the River one, which if this is going to be a kit, I'm extremely excited. So this is a pre-release that has gone out to people who did a pre-order that are running late. This is a little gift to us, but also something where the designer Sammy wants some feedback. So if you're looking at this in the future, I'm recording this in November 2022. Some of these things may change in the future releases, but this is what we're looking at. I would be surprised if things change dramatically because they're really, really in good shape here. So let's start by talking about what is included in the download. So I downloaded the So I've downloaded the zip folder here, and in the future I expect we will download this from the website. Today it was in an email with a link to Google Drive, and I am here on Windows. I'm going to right click on it and do extract all. On Macs I believe you don't have to do this, but I am not an expert on Macs. So I'm going to hit extract. Sometimes I get an error when I do this that says the path length is too long. If you right click on the zip file and click rename, you can rename it to something shorter, and then I didn't have a problem. But inside the extracted folder are all of these things. Here's a thank you note talking about why they sent this and what the plans are. The README are the terms of use and some descriptions of what you're allowed to do with the kit and what you aren't allowed to do with it. And then there are all of these different folders full of goodies. So let's dive in and we'll look around a little. So first is the dashboard. This is just a JPEG of this beautiful scene, this background. I want to live right in here. It is so cold where I am in Michigan right now, and this is absolutely glorious. Send me here, please, ASAP. So that's just a JPEG. You can print that out however you'd like. Then there are two versions of page one. There's box style and journal style. Let's go look at them real quick. They're mostly the same, but there's a slight difference in them. So Sammy has included a bunch of different formats of all of these. So all of these 5 files all have the same general content, the same pictures in them. You can just use them for different ways of printing and cutting, depending on if you have a cutting machine, if it's a Silhouette or a Cricut, or if you're cutting them by hand. So the first one is a JPEG. It's just a regular JPEG. I believe if you have a Cricut, which I do not have a Cricut, nor have I ever used a Cricut, but I believe that if you used a Cricut, this is what you would use, and you could set it to 5 inches wide and 7 inches tall, and you could print it out in Design Space. If you don't have a Cricut or a Silhouette, you can use that, or you can use this hand cut one. We'll get to that in a second. Then there's this one here. When I open it, you're not going to be able to see anything. It just looks black. If I open it with something that gives it a blank background, you can see it's the black outline of the images we were just looking at. So these, I believe, in Cricut Design Space can be used to make the cut lines for the page we just opened, this one here, the JPEG. But you're going to have to find another YouTuber for more details on how to use that. But if you're a Cricut user and you're just looking to see if that's in here, it is. Then there is this Silhouette Studio file. As I've said, I'm a Silhouette Studio user, so I'm very excited about that. And when you open that, in comes the file here, and it's got your cut lines right on it. So you don't need the two parts the way that you do for the Cricut. We'll talk more about Silhouette Studio either later in this video or in a different video. I don't exactly know what this is going to cover, but if you have a Silhouette, this should work. I believe, so I have Designer Edition, which is an upgrade. I will say it is a great upgrade. The quality of life is a lot better, but there is a free version. I believe that because this is a Silhouette Studio file, you will be able to open this in the free version. I can't confirm that personally because I don't have the free version anymore, but I believe so. Then if you don't, then you can open the, if you can't do that, then you can open the JPEG in Silhouette Studio and draw your own boxes, but I think this cut file version will work. And if we go back, so that's the Silhouette Studio. This is the SVG. I believe that works in advanced versions of Silhouette Studio. Oh, these are just the cut files. Okay, but I believe that in order to open SVGs, you do need an upgraded Designer Edition. So I'm not entirely, maybe these are for Cricut users. I don't exactly know who these are for. I'm sure they're for somebody. I'll have to look more into that, or someone can tell me if you know in the comments. Leave it below. And then there's this hand cut version, and this is a PNG. And what it is that the offsets have been removed. So, can I show this to you? Let's try. Okay. So this is the non-hand cut version. This is the hand cut version. You can see that the gaps between them are bigger, and there's a gap here. What this is for is that if you are cutting them by hand, and by hand I mean like with like an X-Acto knife and a ruler or whatever, you can just cut down the line and down this line. And so the way stickers are often manufactured for full boxes like these is that the cut lines are inside. I can show you that in the Silhouette version. You can see the cut lines are inside, and that means that your cutting machine doesn't need to be 100% perfect as to where it needs to go. You're not going to get any white edges because you've got this like buffer space around it. For the hand cut version, they've removed the buffer space so that you can cut directly on the line, and you'll get an exact like standard sized box. These boxes here are in the version that has the offset, are bigger. If you were to cut directly on them, they would be wider than 1.5 inches wide standard box. But if you cut exactly on this one, they're the right size. So these have the extra space in them and these don't. That's the difference between the hand cut and the just regular JPEG. Obviously, you can use whichever you want for whatever you want. She's also removed this torn edge here because it's hard to cut that with your ruler, but feel free to use whatever works for you. So that's page 1. I've got like 6 versions of this thing open. And we've talked about all of the kinds in page 1. Here's page 2. So this is the journaling pages. And honestly, the only thing that's different on this, you're not even going to be able to see it, really, is the cut lines. The art is exactly the same. It's just the cut lines that are different. So if I open the Silhouette Studio one, and it takes a while to open sometimes, the cut line here on this journal cut file is the torn paper. On the too many things open. Nope. On the non-journaling version, the box style version, the it's not using the torn paper edge here, it's making straight boxes. So these are 2 different boxes here, and it doesn't have the torn edge. In the journal version, it is one big box with the torn edge. That's the only difference between those 2 that I know of. Okay, and then there's the deco. Again, there's all the same different pieces, but these are just art stuff. So some washi strips, some torn paper, this adorable little cluster of fun things here. Look at this guy. This guy is the cutest thing of all time. Holly, props to you for drawing him. Like, I can't wait to put this in my planner. I'm not even a frog person, but he's just so enthusiastic. Look at him. Also, Sammy, I love the green. I know you're afraid of green, and that a lot of your kits don't have as much green in them as I'd like. This one is excellent. So anyway, all the same pieces, just in different versions. The hand-cut one isn't really different here because you're going to have to get around here with some scissors or an X-Acto knife. I'll put a link to my friend Judy's kiss cutting stickers without a cutting machine video. I will link that in the description below because she does that. I have a machine, so I don't bother. So that's page 2, the deco. Page 3 is the planner basics. So we've got this like sidebar ripped paper thing that I love, and a little washi strip here, some habit trackers, and some boxes and some date covers. If you get the kit, if you buy the sticker books, the in-person sticker books, there's a page that's very similar to this in all of those sticker books, a little different, but really handy. And then 4 is these box stickers, and again, these are the same thing they've got in the Silhouette version. The cut files are smaller, so you've got the offset, and I assume if I clicked on this hand cut one, there's more space. Yeah, exactly. So these, if you cut exactly on the line, would be exactly the same size as a standard box. I didn't look to see what the hand cut was like on this basics. Yeah, okay, just more space between these, like all the other ones. That's cool. And I think that's all of the parts of the kit. Let's look briefly at a digital creative kit so you can see how these are different. So this is the weekly sticker, the digital weekly sticker kit. Let's go look at a creative kit. So this is the digital creative kit for Bon Voyage. You can see that I've been opening things. And it comes with a bunch of different things: artwork, paper, quotes, wordfetti. Let's work from the bottom. So the wordfetti so these are all just little PNGs. Let's make these bigger. Of all kinds of little bits, and they're not in a layout, they're just separate pieces, and you've got to assemble a whole thing together. So the difference between the weekly kit and the digital creative kit is that in the weekly sticker kit, they are already made into pages for you. They are already designed into pieces, like into almost finished pages, sticker pages. These are the components that you could make into sticker pages. So they're PNG files with transparent backgrounds for the most part. There's also like 12 papers, and then there's all the artwork. So here you can see like an airplane with no background, and you know, all the little pieces that could be made to assemble something, but they aren't anything right now. If I were to open this in Silhouette Studio, this is the only thing that would come in. There would be nothing else. So that's the difference between the digital creative kits and the weekly digital sticker kits. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, I think I have blabbered on a while. So I guess I'm going to call that here. I'm going to upload this as a video, and I will do a separate video getting in and actually playing with these in Silhouette Studio. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I or someone else from the community will try to answer them. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, friends.